This time, the United States opened up instead of covering up.
The guy's in jail at the moment, facing charges that'll keep him behind bars for life, but by my reckoning, he's a hero.
Well, Assange has obviously caused enormous damage to the US military, and if he's guilty, I'm sure he'll be convicted, and if he's innocent, he'll be cleared.
What's at stake for Julian is his life, full stop. Doesn't go past there. He won't come out the end alive.
In Melbourne's outer suburbs, John Shipton is once again preparing to visit his son Julian Assange in the UK.
Julian's physical condition is deleterious and dire, being as the result of 10 years increasing psychological torture. The last 2 years being intense.
John has been making this trip for nearly a decade. He knows an upcoming court hearing could be his son's last chance for freedom.
See all those people standing down there?
Julian Assange first came to prominence in 2010 for publishing this classified US military video showing an American helicopter killing civilians.
Come on, fire!
All right, we just engaged all 8 individuals.
We should condemn the disclosure of any classified information by individuals and organizations which puts the lives of United States and partner service members and civilians at risk.
In 2011, while facing extradition to Sweden for questioning over rape allegations, Assange skipped bail and fled to the Ecuadorian embassy in London. He was evicted last year. Now he's serving a 50-week sentence in a maximum security British prison for breaching his bail conditions. But Assange's biggest battle lies ahead, fighting a bid to be extradited to the United States.
I think the US administration has been wanting to hold Julian Assange to account for a long time prior to the Trump presidency. So those processes have taken some time to play out.
US authorities want Assange to face trial for coaching convicted hacker Chelsea Manning to obtain classified materials.
And the charges are about the extent to which he aided and abetted Chelsea Manning in her commission of a crime.
If he's taken to the US, he faces charges that could put him in jail for life.
If we'd had an activist in the United States coach somebody to breach Australia's most sensitive military secrets, on the scale that Julian Assange has done, we would want to see some accountability for that.
Many Americans also blame WikiLeaks for bringing down Hillary Clinton by revealing Democratic Party documents in the 2016 election.
It was, by all appearances, in collusion with the Russian intelligence services, attempting to interfere in a democratic United States election.
With golden soil and 12 for 12.
But Julian Assange has some very unlikely supporters in Australia who have a message for the United States.
You're our ally, not our master. We are our own sovereign country.
Barnaby Joyce is among a group of MPs who are lobbying the government for Julian Assange to be brought home.
I've made sure that this issue has been brought to the attention of senior members of the government. If he was extradited to the United States, it would really put a dent in how our two nations work together on issues of principle and issues of confidence.
Well, it's interesting when I talk to the members of the parliamentary Julian Assange group. Some members of the group are openly hostile towards Julian Assange personally, but they appreciate that this isn't actually about Julian Assange. This is about principle.
Look, it's not a left-wing cause and it's not a right-wing cause. This should be a cause for freedom. Hey, how you going?
The LNP's George Christensen is another government MP who has become an avowed Assange supporter.
I quite like bastards and ratbags and mavericks and all the rest of it. I mean, and Julian obviously is a bit of a ratbag, but that's good. We need ratbags, particularly in democracy.
Despite the pressure from its own MPs, the Australian government says it cannot intervene in the extradition process, and it continues to provide consular assistance to Mr Assange while in prison.
It's a psychological torture of profound depth over which we have no control and over which my government, the Australian government, Julian being an Australian citizen, has made no effort whatsoever to rectify.
After visiting his son in prison, John Shipton is trying to remain hopeful.
How was Julian?
Oh, you know, not the best.
Yeah, how's his spirits going?
His spirit's strong, but the situation's pretty dire. Yeah, he's working hard as he possibly can in the circumstances to ensure that his freedom. I always feel a bit down after coming out of there. It's a maximum security jail, and yeah, nothing's good in there.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.